We have a little problem.
We do?
Yes. Murray Gutman?
Oh, maybe we can get him to turn his jacket inside out. I'm sure the lining isn't as loud.
His tuxedo has nothing to do with it.
I don't understand.
He can't come to the club.
Why not?
Gutman.
What are you talking about?
Gutman. He's Jewish, isn't he?
I don't know. What difference does it make?
Oh, big difference. The Mortimer Club is restricted.
Barbara, why are you a member of a club like that?
Because they serve a great breakfast and the parking is free. Besides, it's their policy, not mine.
Yeah, but you tolerate it.
Dorothy, I tolerate a lot of things. For instance, I'm tolerating this evening with Rose and Blanche because of my friendship with you.
I can't believe I'm hearing this.
Well, look, let's not make a big thing out of this. Obviously, we can't go to the Mortimer Club, so we'll go to another restaurant.
Boy, did I misjudge you. You know, Blanche and Rose were right. You are not the kind of person I want as a friend. Why don't you go to the Mortimer Club by yourself?
I don't understand.
Let me spell it out for you. Go to hell.
Blacks and whites in America specifically, why have we not come together? What has kept us apart?
I think institutions that have traditionally found their favor with social goals that are benefited by races being apart. I think that, Dr. King once said to me, he said, it is possible for me to perhaps do something that could eliminate racism and never put a dent in poverty. But if I could eliminate poverty, I would necessarily set the most powerful force for the elimination of racism. Because I think the practice of race difference, the practice of race animosity, is directly connected to the economic well-being of peoples all over the world. And if we could eliminate that fact, if we could reshape economic definitions, if we could find a way to redistribute the wealth of this planet, and put it into the hands of people where they could find decency and find harmony in their daily experience, I think that we'd eliminate racism, sexism, and a whole lot of others. The last thing Dr. King ever said to me, 5 days, as a matter of fact, before he was murdered, was he was at my home. We had just finished a strategy meeting on the Poor People's Campaign. And he seemed quite agitated after what we thought was a very successful gathering and discussion. And he said to me, I said, what's the matter, Martin? You seem very agitated. He said, well, I am. Because I've come upon a thought that I don't know how to deal with at this moment. I said, well, what is it? He says, we fought long for integration. It looks like we're going to get it. I think we get the laws. He says, but I'm afraid that I've come upon something I don't know quite what to do with. I'm afraid that we're integrating into a burning house. And when we asked for further clarification, Andy Young was with me at that time, my wife, others. He said, America's lost whatever little moral vision it had. Its moral sense has run away from the nation. And a nation that is not governed by morality and moral principles is a nation that's headed for an abyss. And I think black people have been struggling to get into this system, maybe getting into a system that in the final analysis is a Sodom and Gomorrah, will not work. Because its selfish goals, its need for profit, its need for supremacy, its need to be the best, has clouded its moral vision. And with no moral vision, no nation can be healthy enough to lead its people anywhere except to destruction. I can't remember a time in my life, I'm 68 years old, and I cannot remember a time in my life when I've ever seen white men, white male Americans, as angry as they are today. I mean, really, they're in a rage, albeit that it sits in some places quiet. But it's there. It's being described by the politicians who are running for office on the platforms they run. It's also being reflected by the fact that, Oklahoma City, when that federal building was bombed by those white men, wasn't about black folk. That's white on white. Why are these men so violent? Why are they so angry? And the conclusion was that if you lived in America, where you've invested in the dream and you are white, and you said, I'm going to put my little money aside, I'm going to put my retirement aside, I'm going to have this little plot of land, I'm going to do this, do that, my IRS, my Social Security, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you wake up one day and somebody says to you, well, your Social Security is going to be no more. That retirement plan that you had saved up for was stolen in the SNL scam. All those jobs that you had in those institutions that you love, 36,000 of you just been fired.
Then I'm going to blame Harry Belafonte and black people for reverse discrimination taking my job.
There you go.
And
absolute best way to deal with racism?
Kiss my entire ass.